800-meter final. 3 athletes will go to Tokyo. This guy is the favorite, Donovan Brazier.
5 years ago, it took 1:44.7 to win these trials. I think Donovan Brazier is going to go faster than that, despite the heat here today.
And in this field behind him, Bryce Hoppel, one of his biggest competitors, was 4th in 2019 at the World Championships. From Midland, Texas, went to Kansas, gave up his final year of eligibility, but is still in Kansas with his coach. Says that it provides consistency with so many things changing as he transitioned as a pro.
And then the only guy in the field with Olympic experience, Clayton Murphy. His personal best is not too far off of Brazier's, and I expect him to be Brazier's biggest threat here this evening.
And Clayton Murphy beat Donovan Brazier in the semi-final, but he said that didn't really mean anything because we were really kind of going on our own pace. Here is a young man who could force that issue for the 3rd and final spot.
That's right. He was the biggest breakout star of the NCAAs. Won on this track only 10 days ago in a lifetime best 1:44.
That makes him the fastest American in this field.
Who's going to Tokyo in the men's 800? We're about to find out. Donovan Brazier, 4th from the right in the black and white, is the favorite.
And you heard Donovan say it in the piece. You have to have the guts to go out at a pace that's going to hurt. I don't expect anything other than that from Donovan. He's going to push the pace early.
One of the races I was most excited to come to these championships and see. Donovan Brazier is such an exciting athlete to watch compete. He can win from the front. He can win from behind. Just so tactical. A real star for Team USA.
He doesn't let anything get on top of him, because even at the World Championships he was behind and then staged just the most exciting and exhilarating final lap. And here he is here, edging his way into 3rd and then 2nd past Bryce Hoppel. He's out chasing Isaiah Champion Jewett.
And this is how Jewett ran the race at the NCAAs. He went for it and won from brick to brick. So he's trying to attempt to do that here, and he will need to do that to be in the top 3.
That's brave running by Jewett. 50.6 at the half. He went out in 24.9. This is great, brave running if you can survive it, Lee.
Hoppel is 3rd. Here comes Clayton Murphy now. Murphy is moving up. Murphy's putting pressure on Hoppel. Only the 3 go through. They shoulder each other now.
And Donovan Brazier's in trouble. Brazier's in trouble.
Brazier is in huge trouble. The world champion is flailing. He will not be going to the Olympics. What has happened to Donovan Brazier? Meanwhile, the young upstart, Isaiah Jewett, leads. He gets overtaken, but he's got a spot to Tokyo. Clayton Murphy's going back. So too is Jewett. And then Bryce Hoppel. What happened to the champion?
That is the biggest upset of the trials thus far. Donovan Brazier, world champion, American record holder, is not going to Tokyo.
What just happened? That is inexplicable. You just don't see Donovan Brazier race like that.
I'm in shock, a loss for words. If I was gonna put money on any race and any person in this track meet, it would have been Donovan Brazier. But he just didn't have it in the final 200 meters of this race, as we never see.
And here's the thing, when the Olympics were postponed, a lot of athletes were grateful for the extra time. But a lot of us said the person it affected was Donovan Brazier, who had such a torrid 2019. He couldn't wait for the Olympic Games. Something went catastrophically wrong in Donovan Brazier's build up to this meet, because we have never seen him look like this, not in 5 years. And now, this is the 2nd consecutive Olympic trials that he has had this sort of failure in.
Isaiah Jewett out in front, all in yellow. Clayton Murphy hot in pursuit. And Bryce Hoppel. So 2 of the 3 make their 1st Olympic team for Team USA. And Clayton Murphy says, I'll go back. I'll go for another medal.
So Clayton Murphy actually runs a world-leading time, 1:43.1. Jewett personal best, Bryce Hoppel season's best. But the story today, Donovan Brazier off the team.
There have not been too many upsets at these trials. This one is a colossal upset. Clayton Murphy wins. He got bronze in the 1500. And look at this, 10 days ago, this guy didn't have an NCAA title, and he certainly did not have a berth at the Olympics. The last 10 days have been the best of his life. Isaiah Jewett.
And you talk about brave front running. This guy had the fastest time among Americans this year, and yet he ran that back stretch on the final lap as though he hadn't been running at all this year, almost daring anybody to come get him. Of course, Clayton Murphy eventually did, but that's the way you want to see a young, upcoming star run.
And there's Donovan Brazier. I can't imagine what's going through his mind, thinking about what went wrong. Like you said, Otto, he talked about that year off and said that he wished that the Olympics happened last year. I know right now he is feeling all of that disappointment.
Clayton Murphy's got the Olympic rings tattooed on his right shoulder, and he's got the Olympic rings next to his name. He's going to Tokyo along with Isaiah Jewett and Bryce Hoppel. Lewis, what a race.
Well, what a moment for these guys. Clayton, this was a race that was absolutely unpredictable. Take us through the first 400 meters and how you were trying to measure this thing up.
Yeah, it's just being really patient. It's kind of worked all weekend. Then Isaiah decided to push it. They decided to push it again. They decided to push it again, and I just kept closing, and the last 100 was just, how tough can I be?
Yeah, and you were awfully tough there. Isaiah, step in here for a second, because you had a strategy that was pretty incredible coming off winning the NCAA meet here 10 days ago. Just tell us about this first 400 meters and then that explosion we saw.
I wanted to keep the race honest, and I wanted to give everything I had. I wanted to show my mom, make her proud. My brother passed away this weekend a couple years ago, so I wanted to make him proud.
And I'm sure you did with that incredible stride that you had. Bryce Hoppel,
yeah.
How about that last 100-meter stretch coming up the home straight?
Oh, man, I just had to give everything I had. I mean, that wasn't me out there. That was all my support, my family, my friends, my coaches, just everybody. I left it all out there, and glad to represent this incredible United States and just my family and everybody. It's such an incredible feeling, and these guys pushed the pace, and couldn't have been a better race.
Is Hayward Field magic real?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, Lee.
Just amazing. Just amazing. 3 more on their way to Tokyo in the most spectacular fashion. Clayton Murphy over the collegian. Collegians aren't meant to do that, are they? Yeah, they are. Just ask Isaiah Jewett. Fight on. Doing it for Mum and his late brother. Awesome scenes here at Hayward.